Let's be honest for a second. We are all fighting the same battle right now. You create a video, you write an article, you launch a course, and then you cross your fingers and hope people actually pay attention. But we know the reality. We are living in an era of information overload and shrinking attention spans. The old way of doing things, linear videos, static articles, just broadcasting to your audience, it's struggling to compete. Now, lately, everyone has been talking about AI avatars, tools like HeyGen. And don't get me wrong, those are impressive. But while everyone is focused on AI faces, there is a much more powerful ecosystem of free AI tools sitting right under our noses. I'm talking about tools that let you build interactive quizzes, dynamic Q&A sessions, and personalized learning paths. In the past, if you wanted to build a custom quiz platform or a real-time Q&A system, you needed a team of engineers and a massive budget. It was a game played only by big media companies and universities. But generative AI has completely broken that barrier. Today, we are going to walk through a complete blueprint. I'm going to show you how to combine large language models like Claude and Gemini with free-tier platforms to build engagement strategies that rival major media organizations. We're covering 3 big pillars today. 1. Generating and deploying quizzes without writing a single line of code. 2. Revolutionizing your Q&A sessions using AI transcription. And 3. Making it look and sound professional with AI art and voice synthesis. And the best part? We are focusing on tools that are either free or have generous free tiers. Buckle up. Let's build something interactive. Everything starts with the content itself. The foundation of any good quiz or interactive element is the writing. Historically, writing good multiple-choice questions, especially the distractors, those wrong answers that sound right, was incredibly time-consuming. This is where our brains come in, Claude and Google Gemini. Let's start with Claude by Anthropic. In my testing, Claude is the heavyweight champion for educational nuance. It is particularly effective at creating those tricky distractors and providing educational follow-up explanations. Here is a workflow you can use right now. You feed Claude your source material, maybe a blog post you wrote or a transcript of a video. You give it a prompt like this. You see that? You aren't just asking for questions, you're asking for pedagogy. You're asking it to address misconceptions. Then we have Google Gemini. Its superpower is integration. Because it's tied into the Google ecosystem, it's fantastic for analyzing Google Docs or Drive materials directly to generate targeted questions. It allows for multi-turn conversations, so you can refine the questions iteratively. So, step 1 is simple. Stop writing quiz questions from scratch. Use these free LLMs to generate the structure, the options, and the feedback explanations. Okay, you have your text. But text in a document isn't a quiz. You need a deployment vehicle. You need a way to get this in front of your audience. We analyzed the current landscape, and there are 4 platforms you need to know about. These tools act as the infrastructure for distribution and response collection. First up is Jotform. You might know them for basic contact forms, but their quiz maker is powerful. They have free plans available, and if you ever need to scale up, paid options start around $34 a month. The killer feature here is conditional logic. This means you can route users to different questions based on their previous answers. If they get question 1 wrong, you send them to an easier version of question 2. That creates a personalized path. Next, we have Gecko. This tool is magic for repurposing. It has a feature where you can just paste a URL, say, a link to your latest article, and it extracts the text to automatically generate questions. It offers free plans with limited features, but for getting a quiz up in seconds without a login barrier for your users, it's fantastic. Third is Revisely. This is for the educators in the crowd. Revisely focuses on adaptive learning paths. The difficulty adjusts based on how the user is performing. It creates visual dashboards to track progress, and it connects with learning management systems like Canvas or Blackboard. And finally, Quizbot. Priced around $12 a month, but with strong automated features. Quizbot is great at digesting diverse materials. You can throw textbooks, lecture notes, or video transcripts at it, and it will churn out interactive, embeddable quizzes. The trend here is clear. We are moving away from static forms. We are moving toward adaptive learning. The system assesses a baseline, routes the user dynamically, and tracks mastery. Imagine you're a content creator. You could use AI to generate 5 levels of difficulty for your topic. Then, you configure the platform to serve harder questions only when the viewer proves they're ready. That is how you keep people hooked. Let's pivot. Quizzes are great, but nothing builds community like a Q&A. However, if you've ever run a live Q&A, you know it can be chaos. Questions fly in, you miss the good ones, and once the stream is over, that content usually disappears into the void. AI fixes this across 3 phases: pre-show, live, and post-show. Phase 1, the pre-show. You collect questions beforehand, right? Maybe on Twitter or via email. Instead of sorting them manually, use tools like Quizbot or ChatGPT. You paste that messy list of 50 questions into the AI. It identifies themes, clusters similar inquiries, and even ranks them by frequency. It tells you what your audience actually wants to know, reducing your prep time by huge margins. Phase 2, live. You are live on air. You need to capture everything. This is where Otter.ai comes in. Their free tier offers real-time transcription with incredible accuracy. You run this in parallel with your stream. It distinguishes between speakers automatically. If a question comes in and you didn't quite catch the nuance, you glance at the transcript. Plus, having that transcript makes your content accessible to deaf or hard-of-hearing participants immediately. But here is the secret sauce. Phase 3, post-show. The event is over. Usually, this is where the value dies. But a 60-minute Q&A generates about 10,000 words of content. That is a goldmine. You take that Otter transcript and feed it back into Claude or Gemini. You use a prompt like this: analyze this transcript. Give me an executive summary, 5 detailed notes with timestamps, and 3 tweet-length insights. In minutes, you have a blog post, a newsletter, and social clips. Manual processing used to take 3 to 4 hours. With AI, you're done in 15 minutes. You are repurposing content at the speed of light. So we have the logic and the conversation. Now, we need to make it look and sound expensive. We need multimodal engagement. Research shows that combining text, visuals, and audio increases retention. And again, you don't need a graphic designer or a voice actor. For visuals, look at Leonardo.ai. Their free tier gives you about 150 images a month. The quality is professional grade. You can generate custom headers for your quizzes or backgrounds for your Q&A slides. Or use Stable Diffusion via their free online demos to create thematic visuals that match your specific quiz topics. Imagine a quiz about marine biology. Instead of a plain white background, every question is anchored by a custom AI-generated image of the ocean floor. It instantly feels premium. Then add audio. This is huge for accessibility and for auditory learners. ElevenLabs has a free tier that offers incredibly natural speech synthesis, or Natural Reader, which is great for converting quiz instructions or feedback into audio. You can have an AI voice narrate the feedback when a user gets a question wrong. Not quite. Remember, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It adds a layer of personality and engagement that text alone just can't match. We've built a machine. Now, how do we know if it's working? This brings us to the feedback loop. You can actually use AI for sentiment analysis. If you are running a large course or a big channel, you can't read every comment manually. Tools like the Google Cloud Natural Language API have free tiers, up to 5,000 requests a month. You can feed user comments into this to detect if people are confused, happy, or bored. You should be tracking metrics like quiz completion rates. Aim for over 70%. Time spent per question. If it's too fast, your quiz is too easy. Skip rates. Where are people dropping off? This allows you to iterate. You deploy, you analyze, you refine, and you redeploy. It's a continuous cycle of improvement. Now, before you run off and automate your entire channel, we need a reality check. There are real challenges here. First, quality assurance. LLMs hallucinate. They can generate factual errors or invent things that aren't true. You cannot just copy-paste and publish. You must review the content. If you are an educator, you are responsible for accuracy. Second, data privacy. When you use free cloud services, you are sending data to a third party. If you are dealing with student data or European users, you need to be very careful. Read the privacy policies. Don't collect sensitive info if you don't have to. And third, sustainability. Free tiers change. Services get acquired or shut down. Don't build your entire castle on rented land. Always maintain backups of your content so you aren't locked in. Here is the bottom line. The power of AI isn't just about novelty. It isn't just about making a talking avatar. The real power lies in democratization. We now have access to engagement mechanisms that used to cost thousands of dollars. By combining free text generators, quiz platforms, transcription services, and image creators, you can build an experience that places your audience at the center of the narrative. The technology is mature. The tools are accessible. The only barrier left is adoption. So, here is my challenge to you. Don't just make your next video or article. Build an experience around it. Go to Claude, generate a quiz. Go to Jotform, deploy it. See what happens to your engagement metrics. If you want to dive deeper into any of these specific tools, let me know in the comments, and I'll do a dedicated tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the AI toolkit. Thanks for watching, and go build something interactive.